welcome back to the trading desk. We started talking a little bit about the lack of real movement in the markets after we had that big 40% move. Bernanke, when was it? March, April, when he first threw out the green shoots wording, and then it became the most used media term. Whether it was business media, it didn't matter. I mean, Time magazine, everybody was talking about green shoots. The whole spring. And
when everybody talks about something,
exactly,
probably not right.
I like to call it, right now it's kind of green poops because this market has really done nothing. I mean, unless, everybody can get excited about that 40% move, but it really only happened in that, 3-week period.
Correct.
And since then, most people were already long before that, and we're not even back to, election highs of 1,000, 1,050.
Right.
So where are we? Where are we going? Where do you guys see all this playing out? Again, we started talking about banks, Jesse. I mean, where do you see these banks shaking out? I mean, it's got. Well, I mean, there's still
there are a lot of banks that are just right on the edge. I think we're going to lose a heck of a lot more, even after we do start seeing some real green shoots. We're still going to be losing banks for a long time, just because they made so many loans, and people are going to keep defaulting. Unless, I think the big unknown here is that if they do create another stimulus package, which they're talking
about already,
they could, create and really do what they wanted to do originally in terms of housing, and say we're going to come out with, Freddie and Fannie are going to make 3% mortgages, and we're going to refi everybody in the country who's even close to in trouble. I mean, they could do something like that. That could, help really put a floor under the housing market. That's the big unknown. I don't know whether that's going to happen or not. But
would that really help? I mean, I'm just curious. Dialogue. I mean, if these guys are sitting around thinking about that, and the people that put down 25, 30% and really tried to buy the house the right way, will they benefit from that also? I mean, will you see a mass adjustment in pricing again on housing? Will everybody kind of be ratcheted down with that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm asking because I don't know.
It's hard to know. I was talking to a realtor in town here the other day, and she's probably one of the better known realtors in town. She's got a good handle on the market. She said on average in appraisers now, because they're under the gun, if every month that a house is on the market, they're knocking it down 1%. And she said until all this short sale, nonsense stops going, everybody that comes on the market legitimately, I shouldn't say nonsense, but the short sale transactions, everybody that comes on with a regular sale because they want to sell it, they got to go against everybody that's doing a short sale. So until that inventory dries out.
And there's inventory galore.
Yeah. So, I mean, it might help.
Well, and I think it's a good point that the economy right now is so dependent on housing. And, when people are losing their homes and losing their jobs and all this stuff, it's going to affect the economy. And we're not going to get a recovery until we see some stabilization in the housing market.
And jobs. I think jobs perpetuating the situation right now.
Again, we just lost a whole sector, those jobs. Like we've said,
well, you're near
those
10%.
jobs.
That's a great point, too, and that's a point that I made, 3 years ago. We had a virtuous cycle on the way up, where, this boom in the real estate created all these new real estate jobs and all this stuff, and it just fed upon itself and created this huge bubble. And now it's a vicious cycle on the downside, where the poor economy is causing job losses, and that's causing people to lose their houses, and that's hurting the market even more. And it's a vicious cycle on the downside,
now I think it becomes a real economic problem for Obama and his administration. Is now they're of course they were dealt a lot of this, but where are the jobs? Where are the new creation?
That's the difference this time.
Because
government jobs, they're going to create a lot of jobs.
It is federal. It is federal.
That's the only thing they can do.
I mean, it's almost it's almost
that's
FDR
the only place there's been growth.
I mean, that's really where it's going to have to come from right now. I mean, I don't see the sector like big picture where green energy, but you're fighting against the old. Oil money.
But that's also a great question to ask yourself and to think about as we're losing real estate jobs, finance jobs. What is going to be the next sector? Eventually, we're going to have something that's going to fill that void, and it's going to be the next big boom industry. And that's probably where you want to be investing today. But it's not going to be finance and real estate. That's not how bubbles and how cycles work.
Yeah, well, again, you had 35% of the MBAs of the world going into Wall Street, which you never had in the past. They used to go work for traditional manufacturers and industrial ops and different things. So I think you'll see people going back to engineering focus. You'll see them go back to some areas.
I was talking to a kid who just got out of college and went to go work for AIG actually right before they blew up, and he was going to school back in Connecticut. And all of his friends wanted to, go to an Ivy League and become an investment banker, or be one of the high rolling hot shots on Wall Street. And he said they've all changed their mind and they're looking into different things, and they don't know what the next thing is. But
But there's an opportunity there, like you said.
Sure.
Well, when we come back to the trading desk, we'll continue this discussion. Very spirited again today, and hopefully you'll join us on the other side.